One of the most important characters of the stage of neoplasticism, or the Stig, who were a group of progressive artists and architects active in the 1920s, was Gerrit Rietveld, born in Utrecht, Netherlands in the year 1888 to 1964. Gary Thomas Rietveld was a carpenter, designer, architect. Son of a cabinet maker, he learned the trade in his father's workshop, studying work at the young age of 11. In 1918, Rietveld set up his own furniture factory, while studying architecture at the Museum of Applied Arts in Utrecht, under the tutelage of architect Piet Klaarhammer. He married Brouwen Hatters in 1922, and they had 6 children. His youngest son, Wim Rietveld, followed in his footsteps and became an acclaimed industrial designer. Rietveld was of the opinion that the handmade furniture of that time was too heavy, too laborious, and unnecessarily expensive. I was interested in how machines could produce furniture that was simpler and more accessible to a large market. In this way, his work revolutionized the way in which furniture was designed and produced. In 1919, his chair with rails, made at that time with untreated beech wood, was presented in the art magazine The Stig, edited by Theo van Doesburg. This was the beginning of Rietveld's rise to success. Works by Gerrit Rietveld. Rietveld's early works were characteristic of the Stig, a modernist art movement whose members include Piet Mondrian and Theo van Doesburg. His masterpiece, the Rood-Blauw stoel, or simply the red and blue chair, was praised for its simplicity, clarity, and, in Rietveld's own words, honest design. Its abstract composition is intrinsic to the Stig, who sought harmony through geometry. In 1923, based on a suggestion from his fellow artist Bart van der Leck, he applied a high-gloss lacquer coat to the chair using primary colors in such a way that the colored planes seemed to float. The Rietveld Schroeder House in Utrecht is another of the artist's most important achievements. Truus Schroeder loved the works of Rietveld and asked him to design a house for her and her children. Once completed, the Rietveld Schroeder House and its use of space and light was innovated by 1924. Horizontal windows flooded the rooms with light, sliding doors allowed to divide the space, and its dramatic color emphasized the geometric shapes. His style was very similar to a three-dimensional work by Mondrian, arousing worldwide interest in the media. The Rietveld Schroeder House is a World Heritage Site protected by UNESCO since 2000. The last project of Rietveld was one of its most significant, the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. He died a year after the project began and was completed 9 years later, always being faithful to his initial drawings. Most of Rietveld's works remained in his hometown of Utrecht. An example of the red and blue chair is exhibited at the Central Museum in Utrecht, along with several of its famous designs. Rietveld's works are also prominently featured in the Mondrian and the Stig exhibition and the Gemeentemuseum Den Haag. Enter the Rietveld Schroeder House in Utrecht and take a guided tour through a piece of architecture and design history.